Hello everybody, Brian Hill with The Complete Combatant. This is Mantis Dry Fire Monday, and welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. So we're going to talk about aiming today a little bit.
Today's video is brought to us by Mantis. The Mantis family of products is integral to ASP staff building handgun and carbine skills and are your most economical and fastest path to improvement in your skills too. Whether you choose the X10, the Laser Academy, the Blackbeard, or use them all in concert, they will help your practice be more effective, efficient, and fun. Go check them out, pick up a unit, and thank them for sponsoring today's video.
The Mantis has a great program in here that shows you how you're aiming. Scoring and all that's fantastic. I see a lot of the talk on the dry fire group, and my score was this, my score was that, and that's fantastic. But listen, if you're getting 95s, 96s, that means 96 out of every 100 shots will go right where you want them to go. So we've got to refine that. We've got to learn to do something a little bit more. And I think this is pretty useful for that. So let me pull up the graph here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's really hard with the images in the background. So this is the poor shot, okay? So you can see it's awful high. They started doing some aiming, it lifted, it's really high. So what happens is I came in maybe from the 12 o'clock position and I started aiming. And then when I started aiming, it started going back up this way. It got to right here, I fired off the shot and it lifted. This kind of near straight line or sometimes an added diagonal is what I see, especially with people that believe that there's a solid front sight picture, that the solid sights mean no more motion. What we want to do is see them clearly. All right, we want to see the indicators of motion. Human beings are simply unable to stand still. If you hold your finger out and watch it, you're going to find that it moves all the time. One of the huge advantages of the red dot is that it shows clearly how much motion is available. You know, a .140 front sight is very large. It'll cover most of your target at 25 yards. So therefore it feels very solid when you're looking at it. But if you're looking at a 2 MOA or 3 MOA dot, that means it's 2 inches at 100 yards or 3 inches at 100 yards. It's a very small aiming reticle, very small, all right? Where the other one, you wouldn't be able to see your target at all. So we see that motion in there and we see it cleaning up. So let me show you what good aiming looks like, all right? That's what I see in class. You can see the refinement and went right through the middle of the X. I'm sorry about the glare, it's just horrible. All right, let's see, that's a little better. There you can see it. So the constant refinement went on. So here's the 4 processes. I want to bring the sights on target. It's always best for me if the sights come in a little high. Okay, it would be really weird if I brought the gun out low and then lifted the sights up. So almost all of us, if we're extending, whether we have an iron sight or a red dot, is it's going to be slightly high. It's going to drop from 12 o'clock. Remember, at 3 yards, an 1/8 inch of deflection is going to equal 1 inch on the target. So it's going to look like quite a bit, even though your gun's not pointed up very high. All right, I can predict it's going to come down from the 12 o'clock position because I've practiced my basics. Now, as I see the sights dropping in, what I want to do is refine that sight movie. Gabe White uses it. It's a brilliant statement, so I've used it in my class, and total credit to Gabe White. He's a great trainer. Clean up your sight movie. It's always going to be in action, so you're continuing to clean it up as you prep the trigger. Now, somebody's going to get into the notion of tactics here, but this is not what we're talking about. We've already made the decision to shoot, so the gun is pointed to the target, and therefore we're going to fire the gun. Nothing else has changed, and this is not any faster or slower than anything else. It helps you make a more predictive analysis of what's going to happen. All right? You could add context and say, what if he surrenders in the middle of it? But you're always going to be on the too fast, too slow side of those slopes. So we're talking about just shooting right now. When I'm cleaning up the sight movie and I'm prepping the trigger, only 3 things can happen. Either it's going to be where I want it to, so I can go ahead and fire the gun. It's not quite where I want it to be, so I'm going to improve it, and then I'm going to fire the gun. Or something's changed completely. I take my finger off the trigger and quit pointing the gun at the target. Maybe the target fell down, needs whatever was shooting, doesn't need any more shooting at that time. Okay? As you begin to fire, you need to call your shot. You see where it's going to lift from. If you're fully present in the moment and you can call, the feedback is immediate. And then you can go look at the target and see if you are correct. The more you do that, the more you begin to trust yourself, the better the process comes. And then we should also see the sights return to the same spot. If you're doing a really good job of this, they're going to lift and come right back to where they were, and they require minimum management. Now, here's what good aiming looks like. Guy comes in from 12 o'clock and he just cleans it up, fires, and it settles right back in there. So it's a very small motion, but it's constant refinement that we're looking for. You need to see the sights moving so that you can refine them while you're prepping the trigger so that you can fire the gun, and then it needs to be inside the target space. The target could be an ocular zone, so that means an incredible amount of refinement needs to be done. It could be a head box, which means you need to be a bit careful, but you can still fire it in it. Or it might be a large target like the upper thoracic area, so therefore we have quite a bit of room for error, and we can fire the gun a little sooner. But think about how you're going to do that. Use your Mantis to clean it up. It's incredibly useful. I use it not only in pistol class, but I use it in carbine and precision rifle class, because showing you the model of your aiming is really important. We have to know if you're staying present or you're just deciding, now I'm going to shoot. You know, the problem with now is that you stop doing whatever you're doing the moment you say now. And once that second goes by, you're in the future. All right, it was perfect now. So, you know, the old trope saying that, you know, a stopped watch is right twice a day. When you get your sights moving and you say now, they were right then, but as the gun fires, they're wrong. So you've got to be present. There's no now. It's continuous now. Always stay present. Always be cleaning them up, prepping the trigger with the speed that's relative to the size of the target. We know the target can change sizes because either it's big or small. It appears smaller at distance. All right, something's in a way, or you're moving. It's moving, or you're both moving. And that's how we know how fast to shoot. The target will tell us what to do. I hope that helps you guys. If you can learn to make these corrections and trust the process, the intuitive process of recognition, prime decision making, I've seen this before, and that's good enough to hit the target, it allows you to let go so that you can shoot a little bit better. Okay, guys. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. I really appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching these videos. I appreciate you tuning in. And as always, guys, measure, refine, and perform.